What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the KO MP-44 multicolored Optimus Primes. So we've got the Shattered Glass version, the white Ultra Magnus version, the purple Eva version, and the black Nemesis version. These were sent to me by Mr. Dr. Diecast. Thank you so much for sending these for review. We are going to look at these in robot mode, but we're only going to be looking at the white one in vehicle mode. He asked me not to transform the rest of these just to save the paint and the joints and all of that. So let's get these guys out of package. I did want to show you how they come. They don't really come with any packaging. They just come with these plastic clamshells, and there's nothing really marked. I mean, that's typical KO stuff, right? They don't come with packaging. So let's get these guys out here and take a look at them up close. So there are all your MP-44 KOs together. I did bring in my original version 2 silver leg MP-44, so you can kind of see them together. Now, this is basically a straight KO. The design is identical to the original, whereas these new ones are slightly different. So you can see the backpack has been removed, so they've gotten rid of this voice box. So and they added some new voice clips here for the KO, but you can see it's much flatter. He actually stands a little bit taller, or I don't know if that's just the way I have him set up or what, but that backpack seems to come up a little bit higher. Maybe it's a change to the design. You can also see it's kind of a little bit more panely, the way they've done it, right? The way it folds up, but it looks nice from the back. I don't mind either backpack, to be honest. I think they're both fine, but clearly it's slimmer. So that's the main difference between these, is the design of that backpack is smaller. Other than that, they are the same. Now, we do get new colored accessories for these guys. So let's take a look at that first. Then we'll take a look at each one of these individually, the paint job and the detail. All right, so let's start off with the accessories. So there are all the accessories for these guys. I wanted to kind of lay them out together so you could see. So this is all of the weapons and backpack accessories. You can kind of see the color differences. So obviously each one is color coded to the figure. The backpacks are unpainted, so they're just a colored plastic on the inside and outside. The only thing that's painted is these boosters here are silver. So you've got white for Magnus, red, more vibrant purple, and then a black here. The guns are a little unfortunate. They're not painted, so this is just a colored plastic, really just unpainted. This is also unpainted. This is my version 3 original. This is actually painted in this gray. The Eva one is painted on the tip. It's painted black, and then the yellow here, but the rest of the green you see there is just colored plastic. It does look nice. Of all of them, this one looks the best because it has some paint on it. And then you got the, again, uncolored black plastic here for the Nemesis. Coming to the weapons effects, you got the gold here for Shattered Glass. You have the orange for Magnus. You have orange for the original, but these actually had a light up feature. So you can see they actually light up. You just press down on them. That's a really cool thing they included. The original MP-44 didn't have that. At least I don't remember him having that. So that's a nice little addition, is the little light up things. That's kind of cool. None of the new ones have that, by the way. You have the red for Eva, and then finally the teal for Nemesis. All right, same colors for the axe, gold, orange. These two are pretty much identical. The red and teal. So that's it for the weapons. Now let's take a look at the heads for these guys. So there are all the alternate heads you get with these guys. Now, very strangely, only the original MP-40 or the red KO comes with the Starscream head. It's actually a pretty nicely done head, but for those that are trying to customize or use the Starscream head for something, just know that it doesn't come with those. Now, I'm guessing maybe they only gave you the Starscream, pylons, but no head, because they weren't planning to color these heads. But I guess you could use these pylons with the original head if you have the original KO, or you've got the original MP-44. But either way, they don't come with that one, so I just wanted to make that point. So again, you got the same colors, the darker purple, the white, the red for this original one. lighter purple, and then the black here. So here are the heads. So you get the gold there on the crest. You get the red eyes and then the silver face. These heads are painted. Let's see. No, the plastic is unpainted, but the face and crest are painted. So there's SG. Here is Ultra Magnus White. That one looks really nice. I really like the paint on this. Just stands out. It's kind of a matte blue. Here's the original for reference. You got that silver with the bright blue eyes. There is Eva with his silver face and almost kind of silvery eyes too. It's got a little bit of a hint of another color, but it's mostly just silver there. And then the green here for the crest. And then finally the Nemesis has got the red eyes, silver face. It looks like this silver is shinier than this silver. But either way, that one looks good as well. So there you go. The white one does come with these symbols. None of the others came with them. I'm not sure why this one does. It looks like it's a little piece of die cast that's been painted. It's just a little strange. And I don't know how you attach these. There's no adhesive. So maybe they go in the vehicle mode. But as far as getting these on, I'm not really sure. But the only one that came with this was the white one. So there you go for the head accessories and those gimmicks. All right, now let's take a look at each one of these individually so you can see the details and the colors. Now we'll just bring in the silver legs here on the side so you can compare. So for the shattered glass version, you have the gold head crest here, red eyes, silver for the face. You do have the green paint here on the headlights, white here for the bullet hole. Now it's not actually a hole, it's just a decal or a tampo. Gold paint here for the waist and the hands or the arms. The purple plastic, black, and blue is all colored plastic. It's not painted. You have silver paint down here and then green on the toes. Coming to the back, you don't really have any paint. I mean, the arms are painted here, but if you open up here, you can see you do have green headlights here or fog lights, black paint here on the grill, and then some more green there. Here is Ultra Magnus, or the white version. So blue head crest and blue face mask with the red eyes. Now they changed the glass to transparent blue. I guess it's the same as this one. So this one was changed to transparent black. You got the green here for the waist and the arms. Blue here for the feet. The leg area is unpainted. Chrome here on the gas tanks, same as that one. And I forgot to mention chrome on the smokestacks as well. Here's the back. The gray plastic on this one is kind of unsightly. It's that swirly gray. So I wish they had painted that or at least used a non-swirly gray plastic. But it does look nice overall. The gray really takes away. But I do like the green. All right, moving on to Eva. Probably the best looking of the bunch just because of the color scheme and the overall contrast. I'm going to talk about the joints in just a minute, but let's take a look at the colors. So you got silver face, silver eyes, green head crest, green arms, green waist. Now if you take this off, this piece here, it is green underneath. So I don't know why they made this purple if he was going to be painted green. This is one of the only ones that's actually painted on the abs. The rest are just plastic. So this one is unique in terms of it gets a little bit more paint than the others. You also have more paint here on the shin and then on the toes. You got the green paint here and then the yellow paint here and black up here. So this one actually has the most paint of any of them. And it has green up here on the smokestack. So it's really quite a bit. You got translucent red here for the waist and the arms. Inside you got the yellow fog lights there and then silver and green for the truck cab, the grill. So this is probably the most paint out of all of them. All right, finally we've got the Nemesis. So Nemesis has silver paint, red eyes, teal up here, teal. Now this is not painted. I don't know why they did this one differently, but this is a teal plastic. I think that looks a little cheap. And then they have translucent teal. So again, this one is done a little bit differently. Silver paint here for the toes and the shins. Coming to the back, you have the teal lights here. Silver paint inside, and then black for the grill. All right, now let's go to the articulation so you can kind of see how the joints are. As far as quality is concerned, these KOs are just a hair below the quality on this one, and this one is also a hair below the quality on the MP-44, with exception to the knees. My knees don't break on this one. On my original, a lot of people had broken knees, but other than that, the quality is pretty good on this version. This one's just a step below. So let's go over the articulation. The head goes up to there on a ball joint, comes down, the neck, whole neck piece moves, so you can get it way down. And it goes side to side. You can move the ears, although I'd be cautious with them. You can move them. And then you can rotate the head all the way around. The arms rotate on a ratchet here. If you can hear that, I don't know how it's going to come across camera, but this one just feels and sounds better. I don't know how to describe it, but it just feels a little bit more solid. Rotation at the bicep. You have a single joint elbow, gets you the full bend there. And again, the quality on that ratchet compared to this one's tighter, and it just sounds better. I don't know how to explain it, but these do feel a little bit cheaper. I am going to articulate this one purposely because this is his least favorite one. But your rotation at the wrist here, it does go in and out. It's on a ball joint there, and then your hands do open up. The plastic on these hands does feel a little bit cheap, but not that much different than the original. So you have the pointer finger on 2 pins, and then the rest of the hand is on 2 pins, but they move together. And then the thumb goes in and out like this, and you can rotate the hand. You have a waist rotation. If you open up this joint here, this plastic really feels cheap. It's the soft, kind of mushy plastic. And I would be careful with these because they don't feel great. So you can kind of see the quality there. This isn't the best plastic there, but it does work. You do get the ab crunch all the way down, the rotation, you can get the mid ab crunch, you can get this whole piece up. So it does do everything it's supposed to do. I just would be cautious with that plastic because it feels a little bit on the soft side. And just comparatively, I'll show you the silver. Now, they've actually painted the whole thing on this one. It's all painted silver, but the plastic just feels a little better. Maybe it's less soft, or maybe it just clicks in a little bit more firmly. I'm not sure what it is, but it definitely feels a little bit more solid there. Coming to the legs, you have legs rotate up to there. It does have the auto morphing where the hip skirt moves out of the way. You come to the back, it does go up to there. Again, soft plastic here. The ratchet seems to work just fine. And then for the knee, I'm always afraid of these knees, but it does work. You do get it all the way down and back. And I was afraid to do that, but I'm glad that it didn't break. We'll push that back down. This plastic does feel soft. So it's unpainted plastic. It does come apart. My V3 also comes apart, or V2, whatever version that was. It does come apart. You have the ankle tilt out to there, up to there on a ratchet, back to there on a ratchet, and you can see the lights are painted there. So we are going to get the white version here, Ultra Magnus, transformed into truck mode. Before I did that, I wanted to show you the design differences here. So on the original backpack, you have this entire piece that folds out. And then this whole thing for the front of the truck. It looks totally different the way they've done it. So I'll just leave this out here so you can kind of see. This one, they have this fold over piece here. So you can fold this out. You can get this untabbed from here. And so this piece is actually much thinner, right? It doesn't look like that anymore. And these pieces actually flip over and then fold inwards. And then this is totally new, the way they've done it. So this is re-engineered, basically. You pull these upwards and fold those down. And they can be a little bit tight, but and then push those back in. And that's the front of the truck cab, basically, right? So just look at it like that. Right? That's the bumper. That's the front of the truck. So completely redesigned this piece here compared to this. It's lighter weight, obviously. So these guys, the KOs, the new KOs, are about 15 and 5/8 ounces, whereas this one is about 1.1 pounds. So it's about 2 ounces or so, give or take, heavier than these. By the way, these KOs are all the same weight. They're all 15 ounces, 15 and 5/8 ounces, give or take. So there's no difference between them, but this one obviously heavier because of the backpack. So let's get this guy transformed into his truck mode, and then we'll be right back. And there you have the white KO transformed, and not great. So it's got a lot of fitment tolerance issues. It really doesn't get there, to be honest. I mean, it kind of rolls. But because of the way things fit together, this panel actually just sits loose. So this is new. This is what was new. I showed you before we transformed. This panel just kind of just sits. It doesn't really peg in. The rear view mirrors are very, very loose. And again, you don't see any of this in the robot mode, but in vehicle mode, it's just kind of a disaster. Now, the original MP-44 was a mess back here, just like this. So that's not anything new. But what is new is it just really won't fit together. The tolerances are off somewhere in such a way that it just doesn't fit. This front end is also new, so you can kind of see how that looks. It does look pretty good, but it is a different design the way this comes together. And just for a quick comparison, there's next to the transform element Optimus, and you can see, I mean, it's the design was originally this way, but the back is much cleaner. The box just forms so much better. But there you go for comparison. So final thoughts on the MP-44 KO color wheel here. Let's start with the positives. I think they look really cool. The color schemes really stand out. Especially, I think the Shattered Glass and Eva are the best looking. The Nemesis is probably the worst looking. Just the overall black plastic and the gray swirly plastic doesn't look great. This is probably my least favorite of the four. As far as value, I think the Eva one is actually the best value because of the amount of paint you get, and it actually is also the most striking in person. So if you could only get one, I'd probably recommend the Eva just because of the colors and the value you're getting in terms of paint color. Second to that would probably be the Shattered Glass, just in terms of color scheme and paint. Then maybe this white one, and then finally this one. Negatives wise, I have to say the tolerances and the plastic quality isn't great. That's why I left this one in vehicle mode to show that due to the slight differences in tolerances here and there, that adds up to not being able to transform it fully. I have tried to kind of get this together. This is about the best I could get it. So if you're planning to use these guys in robot mode and leave them there just for display, kind of like I have it like this, and you're putting it with another Optimus Prime collection, then they're probably going to work for you. They really do look good. They're going to stand out, and they're going to make a nice addition. So that's really it for today. Thanks to Dr. Diecast for sending these to me, the whole set. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.